So this fight's going to be your first under California's new weight cutting rules. Have you familiarized yourself with them?
I haven't familiarized too much. I know you have like an 18 pound, something like that. Is that what I believe?
I
18
think
pound
that's it.
from, I put on 15 pounds.
Okay.
I don't put on any more than that.
So you don't see any type of drastic change to your approach?
No, I don't do extreme weight cuts. I mean, for as a fighter, 15 pounds is not that much. I mean, you got 45 pounders cutting 20, 25 pounds. You know what I mean? I'm a bigger man cutting a lot less. People want to look at me like this big, huge guy, but I really don't walk around big. I'm 205 right now.
Sure.
205 pounds. I've been this way for a few weeks now, so I never really range above 210. I'm on my game.
Luke, are you concerned at all about the new CSAC weight cutting rules?
No, I don't cut that much weight.
No.
So I mean, it's what 18 pounds. You can't put more than 18 pounds on.
No, nothing like that. No, like definitive rules. They're just going to be like testing for hydration on the day of the fight.
Glycogen levels or something.
Specific gravity. That's what they're going to be testing for, like on the day of the fight.
On the
to
day
make
of
sure
the
the fighters are hydrated going into the cage.
Yeah, I've never had a problem going to the cage. I have a nutritionist that makes sure of that, and I've always felt good going in, even before the IVs. Before I started IVs.
Right.
I did a couple of them for a couple of fights.
Weigh-ins are going to be earlier now. They're going to be for this fight. They're going to probably be at 10 a.m. You're going to have the option to do it at 10 a.m. Is that a good thing? Get it out of the way, but instead of at 4 p.m. at 10 a.m. Get out of the way and have more time to rehydrate.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing for this fight?
Mm-hmm. You'll have the option starting at 10 a.m. to do that.
We have the option, so they're not going to actually have a weigh-in.
There's going to be a weigh-in, but it's going to be not the official weigh-in. The official weigh-in is going to be starting at 10 a.m. You come in.
Oh, and then they're going to do a weigh-in later.
And they'll announce this.
We're all bulked up.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, from media standpoint, it's good too. You're not going to get a drained fighter talking.
Right afterwards.
Yeah, right afterwards, just sucked out.
Right.
Parched.
But more time to rehydrate has got to be a good thing, right?
I mean, it's fairly good. I think it's for the mental aspect of things. Of that, it's that time where it's just like waiting for the media, everyone to kind of gear up for that stage. So you sit there dehydrated, just waiting for that stage to be built. You know what I mean? Being able to go in there and just weigh in, to like make weight, weigh in, and get it done. Nobody around. It's a great thing for the fighters. I think it's health-wise, it's a lot better. So I mean, we're not going to sit there drained of the fluid and as it sucks away from your body and your brain. You can put that back in, kind of dehydrate for the least amount of time as possible. I think is key.
California wants to do it even earlier, maybe even 2-3 days before the fight, have the weigh-in.
I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think I like that. I don't know if you can stretch. I mean, it's not a horrible idea. I don't know. I got to think about that one, but.
Cool. Tom, this fight is in LA. CSAC just kind of enacted some new weight cutting rules. Have you listened to that at all? Are you familiar with those rules at all?
I read about it and I kind of had a little bit of a heart attack moment. Like, wait a second, you need me to be hydrated in California to fight? You guys are playing around, right? Because I'm not hydrated up on that scale ever, and Luke Rockhold and Chris Weidman are not hydrated up on that scale in a million years. It's not going to happen. So California, you don't want to take that money out of your pockets either. Commission doesn't want to. So it's like, I don't think it's necessary in my personal opinion, but again, that has nothing to do with me. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't think it's going to have an effect on this fight, because if it did, I really believe that I don't know how the fights would happen if you need us to be hydrated while cutting weight, but I can't worry about things that I can't control, and I can't control USADA. I can't control the Commission of California. All I can do is get myself in tip-top shape, get my body fat down as low as I possibly can, keep the lower you get your weight while being hydrated, the better your chances are on that day, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to worry about the things that I can control. I'm not going to bash or say there's anything wrong with what they're doing, because they have their reasons for it. But I will say that I'm going to do the best I can to come in as light as I can, hydrated, but that's all I can do is the best I can.
One of the things they're going to do, they're going to start weigh-ins, I think, at 10 a.m. The day before the fight. So instead of like a 4 o'clock weigh-in, they're going to do it at 10 a.m. There won't be any pomp and circumstance. It'll just be, a few guys in a room taking your scale, taking your weight, and then you'll have more time to rehydrate after the weigh-in. Is that a good thing? Do you like that about
The
it?
day of?
the day after the fight, the day before the fight, I should say.
10 a.m.
10
Oh,
a.m.
instead of 4.
Instead of 4 p.m.
Oh, I
it'll be
like
10
that a
a.m.
million times better.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
one of
it's
the things
intelligent.
yeah.
It's extremely intelligent because what you don't understand is if we're going to weigh in at 4 or 5 o'clock, that means you don't want to cut the weight till midnight the night before because you don't want to be that low for that long because it just depletes you and kills you, you know?
Right.
So now, since we're weighing in at 10 a.m., now we don't have to sit around
Right.
for 6 to 10 hours waiting to step on a scale when we're on weight for hours upon hours. It's not logical. And the truth is, if anybody who was weighing us in had to do what we did, it would have been at 6 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. But they don't have to feel what we feel, so...
Well, they're trying to get it even earlier, maybe even like 72 hours before the fight.
Well, let's make every one of those guys cut weight one time, and then we'll see if we can get it done.
Going back to USADA, what are your thoughts on the...
How do you feel about the weigh-ins being earlier? It gives you more time to rehydrate.
I think that's great. I think that's great. Is that in effect for my fight? 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
That's amazing. That's great.
10 a, you'll have the option.
Because
you can
then-
do it at 10 a.m. I think between 10 and 2 it's going to be, and then if you don't want to do that, you can do the regular.
So then, what are they going to do for the big show?
They're just going to have the show. It's not going to be the real weigh-in. They're just going to announce the weights.
But we're going to come out, or we're going to be there.
I think
for
you're still going to come out. Yeah.
Since you work for
How
the
come-
UFC,
how come
I'm asking you all this
nobody-
stuff.
How come nobody's told you guys this yet? Because
No,
nobody knows.
talk to my management. Does Luke know?
No, nobody knows.
Oh, good.
Tom doesn't know. Nobody knows.
What kind of champ is he? He doesn't even know this stuff. No, but
How come nobody told you guys? This
I don't
stuff
really
yet?
know. I probably should know. I've been
That's
very
kind of
focused on my
important.
fight. Like I don't really. I mean, that's a
It's
good thing.
important.
If it was a worse thing for us,
Right.
then it'd be a problem. I guess it's just that you'd be nervous that, oh my God, I'm going to piss and I'm going to not be hydrated, so then I'm not going to be able to fight.
Right.
But you should be hydrated the day of a fight.
You think you'll be fine the day,
Yeah.
the day of the fight?
Oh yeah.
How much do you usually rehydrate after the weigh-in? Like how much do you end up fighting at?
So my last fight, I was lighter.
You were lighter,
I
right.
don't know if I rehydrated the right way. It was also the first time I wasn't doing an IV. But I was like 197, 198. Usually I fight like 203, 204, even a little heavier sometimes.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. Like I obviously make weight at 185 and then I go up. And
Right.
Go back up.
How much having more time to rehydrate? How helpful is that? Is that helpful?
I think it's just healthier for you. You know,
Right.
I think the more time you have to rehydrate, it's gonna be better for me. I hope.
Right.
You know, I don't know the science behind it, but the longer you have is better.
How much does weight cutting suck? How bad is weight
Yeah,
cutting?
you know, it always, no matter how easy the weight cut is, whether it's 3 or 4 pounds, it always sucks because my last fight, last one I got my weight down really low, and but it still sucks at the end. No matter what, 3, 4 pounds, 10 pounds, it doesn't matter.
Is there a fear? Because I mean, there's so many studies out there. You know, it could make you more susceptible to a concussion. It could lead to more brain trauma. It's terrible on the kidneys. It's long-term damage, short-term damage, everything, the whole deal.
You know, I'm fighting twice a year. You know, and I really try to do it the right way. You bring your weight down,
Right.
and do it the right way, and hopefully you're not stressing your body on that level. But it's not like I'm cutting weight every weekend. You know, like you do for a wrestling tournament. So
Right.
I think your body can handle that. But I also. When you're taking a short notice fight, like my Damian Maia fight, that was unhealthy.
Yeah,
I had
you
10
cut
days
a
notice,
ton of weight.
32 pounds,
Yeah.
that was unhealthy. But when I have full time, it really is not. I don't really feel like it's unhealthy. I'm not blacking out. I don't. It's just. But the Maia fight obviously was one of those things that. I always had the mentality like, listen, weight cut sucks, but I'll get it done. And then after that, when I have a way more respect for weight cutting, it wasn't a good situation I put myself in. I would never do anything like that again. I have a newfound respect for weight cutting after that.
It's probably worse for guys like on the regional level, right? Where you guys are established. You have your set weights. You only fight 2 times a year. You're fine financially. Guys at the regional level maybe.
And we
fight
got
more,
nutritionists,
Exactly.
and we got people
Right.
monitoring us. Yeah, so I agree with you. Yeah, because people will hear how much certain guys cut on the professional high-end level,
Right.
and then they could end up, trying to emulate that, but with no help and not doing it the proper way. So.
Do you think in general that it's a problem weight cutting? You think that there should be some more, checks and balances in place to make sure guys aren't hurting themselves?
As long as people aren't doing like the drugs, like the diuretics and all this crap, I think, and not. I mean, people should know how much weight, like a safe amount of weight to drop. You shouldn't try to kill yourself.
Right.
So if you use your brain and you're doing it right, you have time for the fight, and you do it right, it really shouldn't be a problem.
You're right. Have you looked into the new CSAC weight cutting rules at all?
You know what?
Check that out?
I've done a little bit of research. I've had my management team, MMA Inc.,
Right.
look into it. And I don't think it's going to apply to this fight. If it does apply moving forward, I probably won't be able to compete because I cut a lot of weight. And I've actually grown throughout the years being someone, if you do something over and over again, your body's not deteriorating, you're probably getting stronger. So, when I was fighting 45s, I was weighing 154, 156. Now I can get up to 163, in the off season, which is crazy. So if they do implement some rule and I fight in California, I won't be able to fight 35s if I can't put my weight back on. It won't be healthy.
Is there a concern because they're going to be testing for hydration? Is there a concern that you may not meet that hydration threshold?
Oh man, I've done hydration tests in college. We had to do a test where I weighed in at 133 pounds. I wrestled 133 all through college. I had to weigh 133 pounds, completely hydrated, meaning you have to pee clear, and they do a body fat test to make sure you're not too far under it. And I understand the science of the body. I understand how to manipulate that a little bit. So will I ever be hydrated on a weigh-in? Absolutely not. Could I have a bladder full of water? Yes.
So yeah, the weight cutting stuff, one of the things they're going to be doing is that the weigh-in's going to be earlier. It's going to be 10 a.m. the day before the fight.
Oh, that's great.
You like that? You like that? That's a good thing?
I love as much time as possible to recover.
Right.
The hydration thing, that's going to be weird. It's obvious that we're not going to be hydrated for the fight. For the weigh-in, but I feel like I do a good job of scientifically getting my weight down and rehydrating and getting healthy.